Imagine this, a master artist standing before a canvas, carefully layering thin transparent glazes of paint one over another. With each delicate stroke, the colors begin to breathe, to shimmer with an inner light, like stained glass bathed in sunlight. This is the magic of Renaissance and Baroque period, where the glazing method transforms simple pigment into radiant symphony of colors, each layer deepening the emotion and mystery and the life within the painting. Glazing is a technique where we apply thin, transparent layers of paint over a dry, opaque layer. There are two parts to the whole process. Here we try to explore the first part, where we explore how to do the opaque monochrome underlayer before the layers of the colors. For this painting I used titanium white and also raw umber, and this is more traditional, and you can use any other dark color as well. Than dark color dries quickly. Now this is the sculpture that I used as a model to create something more realistic. I didn't want to paint another European painting, and this is the final result, which is more realistic and more Indian in nature. Tried to maintain the authenticity regarding the surroundings as well as the attire. In ancient India, there was no culture of covering the breast because of the intense heat, so I kept them as they were. As you can see that I started with the painting, and it's the imprimatura that was there. It's just a charcoal drawing on a brownish background, so there's nothing. And I'm just putting on the highlights, but eventually they will all get changed because the tones will be introduced. And at present they are just the indicators of highlight. After the tones, it will be quite realistic in nature. Sorry to cut the flow of your video, but this is an announcement post that I run realistic oil painting classes online. So if you wish to learn how to paint high realism without paying too much, then you can contact me on Instagram. So let's continue with the video. So now I've started introducing the mid-tones, and for this purpose, raw umber seems to be the best candidate, but there are others as well. For instance, the Van Dyke brown, or maybe um, burnt umber. They can all be used, and sometimes even black and white as well. So there are various combinations to this grisaille process, but eventually, I think raw umber is better than anything. It's like a warm black. White that I'm using is just Flake White Hue, so it's quite easy, and you can see the consistency of it. It's quite similar to lead white. Only thing is that it's pure titanium and modified differently, so that mimics the lead white, but it's more opaque than lead white. I'm changing the face itself because I felt that it's important to have a slightly more southern Indian look to this particular subject, to make it more ethnic rather than a North Indian. And it's very difficult to picture somebody who is from ancient India, how would they look, because there is hardly anything, and most of the temples or sculptures that we have, they're more from South India, and they are more authentic in nature, and most of the things are also present. They were not destroyed due to invasions. So here I'm trying my best to get to something very authentic, but I have to change the drawing again and again. Sometimes I'm not happy with the face, sometimes I'm not happy with the attire, sometimes even the figure. I have gone to make the figure a little bit fatty, because Indian features are different from European ones. So I have to keep that in mind. Here you can see that I've started indicating the background, but this will eventually be changed, and face is a little bit sketchy, and it'll be changed, I'm sure, because I'm trying my best to get to a South Indian face rather than a North Indian one. Now, Grisaille is not a very difficult thing if your drawing is in place. Here, one key takeaway is that in this kind of painting method, your drawing needs to be 100% perfect. You cannot be like exploring too much. And here, I don't have a realistic subject, so it becomes a little difficult. Even this feature that I'm trying to put onto the wall is a South Indian feature in a temple. Now, for painting references, I had to go and study the Ajanta paintings. Those are cave paintings done, I think, around 400 CE, so they are quite old, but they are extraordinary things to look at, and they were done for over a longish period. But eventually they were forgotten because of the invasions and stuff. Here you can see that I'm again revisiting the face, and this doesn't quite look like a South Indian face, so I'm changing it again, and eventually it will be changed gradually. So I'm trying my best to get to something good, but eventually when I'm doing the glazing part, I'll handle a lot of areas. Cannot actually do major corrections during glazing process, although you can, but it creates major problems in your artwork itself. And the glazing itself has translucency that actually can be hampered if your drawing is not perfect. So this is Grisaille, a gray tone, but it's actually working like a black and white drawing for you. And here are some embellishments and you know painting the jewelry in a very rough manner. And here, in terms of doing the grisaille, I'm more uh, in line with Rembrandt's technique, where he used a lot of rough lead white paint, and they would come in very handy while doing the glazing. Extra high layers for the highlights will be ready. Here I'm working on the fingers, and this is something that I took some time as well, because I didn't have a good reference for the fingers. So a lot of changes happened. In a portrait in general, you would try to focus too much onto the face and then the fingers, and you would continue to modify. Here is something like a mirror that I saw in that photo, in that sculpture, and so it testifies that in those days they had mirrors. Now you can see I'm trying my best to come up with good fingers and also good hand shape, but eventually I'll try to make some changes to the hands as well, and before the glazing. And you can see the face has changed a little after some time, because I got a face, and here it is. The grisaille itself is done, for ready for the glazing technique. So stay tuned for a glazing video as well. So if you like this video, then please click the like button and also subscribe, and remember to click the bell icon so that you get notified when a new video has been uploaded. And if you have any queries, then you can ask me in the comment section below. And if you wish to purchase one of my paintings or look at my artworks, then you can go to my website. If you have any queries regarding the oil painting course, then you can let me know in the Instagram. Thank you for your time. Take care.